Welcome to the history of one game. My name is Jake and today we will talk about the new game from the studio Insomnia Games, the game called Spider-Man. The game was released exclusively for the PS4 and you can already buy it. All the links will be down below. And before we start, I'll remind you that we are giving away free Steam case in the video. So let's start now. Spider-Man from Insomnia Games is not associated with any other work about the famous superhero, whether it's comics, movies or other games. By the beginning of Marvel's Spider-Man, Peter Parker has already been wearing the red blue suit for almost 8 years now. The bite of the radioactive spider, the death of the Uncle Ben, life with Aunt May, all this happened, but the writers spared us and didn't make us watch for the millionth time the events that we already know by heart. Peter has realized that the great power imposes the great responsibility, and successfully stands the guard over the tranquility of the New York. A bunch of supervillains had already managed to hide in the prison, and soon he would save the city from Wilson Kingpin Fisk. Insomnia Games went in the same track as Telltale with the series about the Batman, key events and the important characters for the stories about the Spider-Man character on the spot, but something was resolved. In the first half an hour, we learn that the Peter is a scientific assistant at the Otto Octavius, and moreover, they are almost like a father and son. However, something remained unchanged in any universe: problems with money, a complex relationship with Mary Jane Watson, and the loud responsibilities on the shoulder of Parker. The game tells the story of not only a superhero, but an ordinary person with everyday problems. Of course, the second one is not assigned as much as the role of the battle with the villains, but in the center of the narrative and the simple emotions. The writers do not expose the spider in a bad light, but they constantly making us sing. Yes, he has saved everyone, but maybe Peter does not get his strange, save anyone he would not have to. Insomnia perfectly caught which makes Spider-Man such an interesting character, and neatly reported it in the game. Despite his many years of the experience he is not ready to exchange one life for 100. However, despite the pain, he can make the right decisions. As in any game with an open world, Marvel's Spider-Man offers to look for a lot of collectible items, but these are not in the gatherings for the sake of gatherings. Here, they try to inscribe in history. Most of all, you have to chase the old backpack stashes, which Peter hung around the city during his studies. Each find completes the picture of heroes past. Familiar with the comics about the Spider-Man will be found in the game dozens, if not hundreds of references to various adventures of the hero. Insomnia Games succeeded in main thing, to convey what it means to be Spider-Man. At one time Linux managed to make exciting flies on the web, but the new game outperformed all previous projects about the spider. Race between skyscrapers, flies toned down to literally down the meter to asphalt and pull down the cobweb and fly through the traffic streams on the busy route, jump from the wall to wall, making a beautiful flips along the way. Marvel's Spider-Man gives unforgettable emotions. You can quickly teleport to a certain spot on the map, but you don't want to do it at all. You need to get to the opposite end of the city. Wonderful, let's do it with the breezy. The open world is arranged with a standard way, with a standard set of secondary activities, crimes, dexterity and the speed tasks, the base of the bastions. But thanks to the attention to the detail, even the preventage of the simple robbery looks like an interesting. You really fly on the web to the store, throw thieves around, and the gratitude of the seller with a sense of accomplishment. We have at our disposal a number of gadgets, from electric charges to the personal protector drones. The game encourages experiments and combination of possibilities. To throw a bunch of bandits into the air by gravity inverter, and then throw a cabin in them. Not bad. To blow up spider grenade in the crowd, and to throw chained criminals on the walls in a shock wave. The result will be pleasantly surprising for you. For the sake of the battles, you can endure and boring settings of additional tasks. It can be seen when they are given of a minimum attention and probably molded already in the end for surrender. But they once again make it feel incredibly clever and strong. If you want to buy up all the costumes and pump every gadget to the maximum, you have to clean all the areas of the Manhattan. Believe me, to the fearful idea of tasks of the task meter is the real task, but you want clothes in the style of the cult animated series of the '94. Of course we are not playing graphics, but Marvel's Spider-Man technology has only gone to the benefit. It is much more pleasant to fly in a detailed and discovered city, and not between the identical grey boxes. Marvel's Spider-Man, the best game about Spider-Man till today. It does not try to be like the Batman Arkham, it has its own face and a unique atmosphere. I hope that only in the future, which is hinted after the scenes after the credits, it will pay more attention to additional storylines. And now let's talk about the advantages and minuses. The game has a lot of advantages. First of all, its successful resyncing of familiar characters, interesting and emotional storyline, simple but deep enough combat system, very pleasant, exciting flights on the web. The game, like none of its predecessors, make you feel like a real Spider-Man. A bunch of Easter eggs and tri-files which will be certainly pleased of the fans of the character. Of the minuses, I can only note these two: a simple open world and extra tasks that are overwhelmingly boring. It is safe to say that the game is one of the most beautiful games of its generation, and it certainly is the most beautiful game in the open world at the moment. This game is the best opportunity to be a Spider-Man for a couple of dozen hours, with the screams of the pleasure of flying between the skyscrapers and flown bloodily joking in the fights. On this good note, we will end. Play only in good games, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.